Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health 44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. Right. Welcome again, and here we go. You've clicked on today. Food guilt. It's this new buzzword or buzz idea doing the rounds in science land and how to solve our obesity, how to solve our hunger, which leads to obesity, how to solve our cravings, and what is the cause of our cravings, overeating, wanting more. Well, eat less and move more. No, that's not it either. Let me tell you. Your food guilt, when you reach for that item of junk, the pizza, the crisps, the cookies, the ice cream, the pizza, all the fried stuff. Even I would also add to that for those carnivore people out there that long, slow cook stuff, steak with the potatoes and the pasta and the bread. You can just keep on going. If you, many of the carnivores understand, if you just stopped at that pound of steak as the example, and there was no bread, pasta, dessert after, you'd be quite content. But because your breakfast had, this is for the omnivores now, because your breakfast had oats, toast, and the like, you could go more. And but it's not the answer, okay? Why we're eating more? No, it's not seed oils. Seed oils has its own disastrous effects on health. Other oils, no, it's not insulin resistance. It's not that particular flavor of food that activates that TAS-R1 receptor, or whatever they call that receptor, which makes you addicted to food. No, it's not. They're barking up the wrong tree still. No, it's not your genetics. Genetics will never, ever be a modality, a therapy, a break in tech to give us health, vitality, a nicer body, living longer, because it's not about the genes. Oh yes, but our family is full of obesity. Some will just say you're all fat because you eat shit and you don't move much. There's people that move a lot, comparatively speaking, and they're not losing weight, but they're suffering from the same thing as the sedentary overweight person. The drinker, the smoker, the drug taker is also suffering from the same condition. Many of the regulars will know that I'll reference pica. This is what's happening. But this time I'm trying to add a few more nuances on top of that to understand that your relationship with food, which is also food guilt, code for your relationship with food, code for cravings, which is code for pica, that word again, P-I-C-A, And it's not, if you look it up, it's not just eating non-nutritive food like clay, paper, hair, light bulbs. It's more. It's all that. And pica is code for nutrient deficiencies, in particular micronutrient deficiencies, because we have enough of the macros available to us. So it's not toxicity, it's not seed oils, it's not willpower, it's not your genetics, it's not mold. Toxicity, I guess, falls into that category. And it's not calories in versus calories out. Yes, it is calories in and out for a short term. I can hear my child in the background. She'll be right in a tick. Mama's there. So the calories in, calories out. We know, we understand. It works in animals. It works in the lab mice. It works in our real life studies. I know it works for me too, because I've restricted in the past. I've lost weight. By day 3, week 3, month 3, I've fallen off the wagon, even temporarily. But it's just this constant yo-yoing struggle. And the way to, even for the people that are, 10 pounds here and there, not the 100-pound people here and there, you got the same issue. And the people that don't supplement and they use their willpower to keep slim or fit, whatever the thing that you're into, you're suffering too, aren't you? No, I don't. No, I don't. If you go to a party, you wouldn't go that. You'd certainly go that piece of cake, that cookie, that candy, those crisps. A Christmas party, you wouldn't. Yeah, I'll go that pasta meal. Oh, that looks lovely. That's pica too. I'm starving. I want to eat that. It's a high probability you've got pica, which is micronutrient deficiencies. And many of the regulars will understand my particular naming of 2/3 micronutrients, which are tells signatures are primaries that make us obese, because they've done studies, 60s, 70s, early 80s, they've understood. This is the naturopaths, veterinary science, that chromium, vanadium, maybe a bit of zinc. A zinc issue is where our primary micronutrient deficiencies are. Okay, they're the primaries, but which make us reach for that junk food, even in excess of natural food. Yes, it's not just the junk food complex. It's not the seed oils making us eat more, the sweeteners. It's not making us want more. Even the clean eaters, the organic people, the whole foods people, the vegans, the strict carnivores, you've got your crack, your addiction. It's not really an addiction. You're suffering from micronutrients. So that's why the likes of Joel Wallach, which I took his methodology and ran, and I've got some further improvements, which will probably be my next episode. I'm thinking of doing a double header at the moment. So yeah. So it's not just taking chromium vanadium and getting off gluten, doing it the cheap way. You need to go the full hog. You need to supplement every day, dependably, with those micronutrients and for the rest of your life, because our food supply chain is shit. It's stuffed. It's been stuffed for the last century. It's been stuffing up for the last 140 years, and it's been impaired for the last 5,000 years. In recent episodes, I mentioned the whole history of food, history of health, history of illness, which starts back in recorded history. Anthropologists can probably make assumptions, but they're also human. They're just going to modernize the issues that the ancients had. So it is about the micronutrients, and it started pretty much that we know of ancient Egypt, yes, still in Greece and Rome and the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and the Industrial Revolution, and today's tech. It's all the same thing. We are clutching at straws, stabbing in the dark at all these different ideas on health. But you wait. If you're 20 now, wait 50 years. If you last that long and you don't supplement, you wait that genetic therapy, our research into genetic treatments will not touch the sides. So if you're struggling, like I used to for nearly half a century, that is the closest that we're going to get. It's maybe not the ultimate path to health and wellness for the longest possible time until you enter the pine box or in the urn. Oh, but it works for you, but not for others. Well, if you don't try what I advocate for here, the whole Health 44, oh, here it comes, just a quick blurb of what it is. Many one-off listeners. The first for the Health 44 is take away. It's elimination. It is elimination. It falls into that elimination diet category. And that's what the carnivore people, the vegans, they fall into the same trap. But this elimination is designed to take on the micronutrients, the second four, the 44. So the first four, the 44, take away those four classes of food. The glutens, which is wheat, barley, rye, oats, oils in a bottle, burnt animal fat, and fried food. That's the one. Out. Okay. Sugars, which means I've essentially eliminated fruit and veg. It is necessary. Fruit and veg is necessary in a condition, in a climate of no dependable supplements, no dependable access to minerals, vitamins, amino acids, essential fatty acids. Yes, fruit and veg, because in times of not enough access to meat, fruit and veg is important. Vegans can do well. They think they're doing well for 10 to 20 years, and then all these health things come, and then pancreatic cancer comes. Yes, carnivores can get pancreatic cancer as well, but higher profile Steve Jobs, frugivore. He was beyond vegan. He was a frugivore. So yeah, that's the sugars. So, and the fourth food to eliminate is nitrates. Nitrites which is mainly the processed meats, even bacon. Those carnivore people, bacon is out. And if you can find that non-nitrates, nitrites bacon, you can't have it crispy. It's pretty much got to be the red meat equivalent of medium rare. Those carnivores that have well done meat, you're in the oils and the nitrates category, nitrites category. You won't do as well as you should and you could. Okay, so that's the kicker there. So that's the 4 foods that we need to eliminate: glutens, oils, sugars, nitrates out, 90-95% of the supermarket, and we add in those micronutrients, those 4 classes of micronutrients, the 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. Wait at least a financial quarter, 3 or 4 months if you're 30, 40 plus, probably a bit longer even if you're 50, 60 plus. Give it 6 months and you will, if it's an obesity issue, you'll see that resolve. If it's one of the conditions in the metabolic syndrome complex, that will be resolved. Osteo issues, that'll be resolved. And everything I mentioned there was part of my health profile, and that was resolved. And there's nuances in that, in the whole Health 44, where we need to understand digestion, particularly not eating or drinking, not eating, not, let me rephrase, not drinking 30 minutes before a meal and not drinking 90 minutes after a meal. So be hydrated around those meal times. I essentially only have 2 meals a day and I'm cracking out probably, or taking in 1800 calories or so. And that's why I can be my trimness that I am for those video people. I've been trimmer. I don't like being ultra trim, to be gaunt and that sort of thing. And to be honest, it was the same sort of amount of calories I was taking in to be even 14, 15 kilos lighter than I am now. 40 or so pounds. Um, mm, um, yeah, it was a bit much for my frame because I've got a fairly large frame, and even at 94, 5, 6 kilograms now, what's that? 215 pounds, 6 foot, puts me in an overweight BMI, but with a estimated, using calipers, with the estimated sort of body fat percentage of around 8 or 9, it's still fairly lean, okay? It's still fairly lean. So yes, I'm outside the BMI thing, but I'm healthy as hell. And I welcome people to do a blood screen on me. If I get cancer or something, I'll be sharing it. I'll be eating my hat, okay? If I've shared my dental history, I've shared my conditions, like my 4 years of doing this Health 44. It takes a year to a year or two to fully heal, and now I'm trialing halving my micronutrients because Dr. Wallach, which sprouted the methodology I refer to here, taking in the micronutrients. Where was I going with this? I was thinking, is my child going to cry again? No, she's settled. Good old Tatiana. Yeah, so the methodology, the supplements that I take through longevity has given me the chassis with a further chassis, the whole digestion thing and the absorption and all that, right? There's probably better we can do. It's going to be better than genetic therapies, the PhDs that are doing their research in the TAS1R2, whatever that receptor is, the people that studying seed oils and toxicity and all the other health concepts doing the rounds. They will not even hold a candle to the whole micronutrients complex and the digestion and the absorption of, which I place in great importance on top of the Health 44 and which is part of the Health 44, the health part, and it's far superior to the whole primary of how Doc Wallach suggests we should take our micronutrients. He's the driving force of the 90 declared essential micronutrients. They are declared essential back in the 70s, I believe, with the last one entering the list as choline 1998. And we've effectively doubled the life expectancy of our captive animals, our productive animals, and also they're not walking their talk and talking their walk, because our production animals, let's face it, like, do the cows even get to 1 or 2 years before the cull? And the chickens that we're eating, 5 weeks, I believe, they are just fat chicks that have been eating for 22 hours per day. It's just commercially profitable to get them to eat for 22 hours a day. And yeah. So there is better we can do, and what I suggest here is the best that we can do for the time being. The extra cherry on top, or the extra decade or half century that we might get of extra life expectancy, the biohackers out there might get onto something, but they're still stabbing in the dark. They are. And it might be the herb and aromatherapy complex, which will add more quality of life onto that. But our relationship with our food, our cravings, they're the symptoms of micronutrient deficiencies. And if you get to 50, 60 plus and your aging is going fast, that's micronutrient deficiencies. The example, usually we should take examples. I'll do this in the next episode on Joel Wallach, how he's going and that sort of thing. He's doing better than 95% of people in his age group. So I will wrap it up. If you're continuing to struggle and you have, as in your food guilt, your food cravings. Food guilt is a term they start to use more often now in the pursuit of solving obesity, and incorporating the whole psychology complex in our weight management struggles. No, get psychology out of there, our mental health out of there, our traumas out of there. It's got to be the micronutrients. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to round it out. If you are fighting through sheer force, you just can't, you just want that cheat meal that cheat day, that once in a while is fine. No. If that once in a while has any of those 4 food categories we need to eliminate, you're falling off the wagon. Yes, the vegans can master this. The carnivores can master this. The omnivores can master this. We are opportunistic omnivores. We have our proclivities to vegan, carnivore, omnivore. Let's just round out those food tribes, those diet tribes out there. They've got their own toxicity in there. So they can all succeed because it is the micronutrients. And understanding that whole Health 44 will drastically improve your condition by eating, by being more mechanical, by being satiated with those 90 declared essential micronutrients, and you're absorbing it, not just taking it and then hoping for the best. You're taking it, absorbing it, you're making sure that you digest, and part of the digestion, just quickly, increase your salt intake to improve your digestion. Nothing should be living in your gut, in your gastric juices. There's no such thing as microbiome in your gastric juices. Everything should be dead. We have to break it down. Okay, enzymes, are they alive? It's complicated. So increase your salt intake if you don't want your heartburn, because if you got heartburn, you're on the PPIs, the anti-indigestion medication, you're not going to digest and absorb as much as you can, even if you do the Health 44. So it is quite tight, the whole Health 44 chassis. So that's it, okay? If you're struggling, it's because you do have micronutrient deficiencies. If you're aging before your time, if you're in your 30s and you're balding and you're graying and your wrinkles are coming, you need orthodontia. You've got frozen shoulder, carpal tunnel, osteo issues, knee issues, hip issues, a bit more advanced with osteoporosis. You have micronutrient deficiencies. I had early signs of osteoporosis, and that was starting to resolve in 4 days because I had carpal tunnel, frozen shoulder, had these 2 fingers on each hand were just weak. I sold 2 of my motorbikes. Horrible. And within 4 days, all those symptoms that I just mentioned gone, or well, going away very quick. And all the physical therapy, the diet changes, and yes, it is diet change what I advocate for here, but not the particular ones that I advocate, right? Yes, and micronutrients, and the dependable daily supply of those micronutrients for the rest of your life, because our food supply chain is stuffed. We've got plenty of macros. The micros are near absent, and the more absent they get, the more ill we will get at younger ages, more birth defects, our infant mortality rate might increase, more autoimmune disease, more cancers, and lower life expectancy. That's what results if we don't understand the micronutrients complex and the cravings and food guilt once you'll eat something that you shouldn't have. That's where it all starts. If you do have that food guilt, downstream from cravings, downstream from pica, downstream, which is all micronutrient deficiencies, and if you're struggling with drugs, drinking, or smoking, it's all the same thing. That's a bit more humble, in my opinion, but I think 95, I'll go for 95% certain, and it goes a long way to solve those issues. So, don't struggle anymore. I've given you a chassis of what to do. If you're still struggling of what you are doing, the Health 44, and you want to gain my services, watch you like a hawk, scrutinize you a lot, My links are on all the show notes, videos, podcasts, and all that. Okay. Thanks for your interest. Hello to the once off listeners, and you think that I'm full of shite. Let's compare notes in 30 years. Right. Until the next time. Bye bye.